All right. What's up, everybody? As you see, there's no intro today. There's no, uh, no music. This video is demonetized. Um, let me, whenever my chat bot starts in the chat, I'll be turning it off as well. This isn't to promote or to gain financially. I know that now multiple, well, two different people, one anonymous has called me a grifter, and then one that I thought was a friend called me a bum bitch too. So not a bum bitch today. In fact, I all the bells and whistles are gone. I didn't even put on a nicer looking shirt for this, an old work shirt with holes in it. I come to you as I am today. I'm not. Again, this isn't for views and things, and this video may not be for everyone. If you I can understand that to some people this won't make any sense, and that's fine. But to many of you, it will. And um, there's some stuff we need to discuss. All right, like I'm not going to get into just so you know what to expect here. I'm not going to get into details about anything. I'm not even if I use anybody's names, it won't be about anything that's even controversial. The goal of this video isn't to do any of that. It's again, we need to have a discussion about who we are and what we're doing and where we're going, because I thought we were a uh, left leaning group of skeptics that um, supported the things like skepticism and due process and treating others as you want to be treated. And I thought that that's who we were. I thought we were a community that, and again, this isn't to everybody, but I'm sure many of you are aware of a lot of the things going on right now. And um, I, I did a stream with Kelly King a few days ago on her channel where I spoke about, I thought that we were on the left and that we, supported the rule of law and due process and letting those things do it, not trying people in the court of public opinion and sentencing them to public shaming and shunning and that sort of thing. I didn't think that's who we were. I know that, and me personally, this hits close to home for me. I've had issues here on this very channel where I've lost friends and we've had to go our separate ways because where I draw the line on what I feel is morally acceptable may be different and is different than where other people may or everyone may. We may all be different. And that's fine. It's I've always said that it's our collective of various perspectives that made us the strongest. And I look at what's going on right now, and it truly saddens me in a number of ways. It takes all the fun out of what I do here and why I do it. I I've hurt my back. I can't even hardly sit up, and but I wanted to be on camera to let you know the seriousness of what I'm saying today. We we as a community, if we are a community, should be coming together to support people when they're hurting, not to condemn others. That's not our job to do. And it seems that every time things like this come up every so often, and you know everybody wants to draw their lines and take their sides, and If you don't agree with me on every aspect of this, you're an awful person, and start slinging around words, about people and stuff. Um, and there's also this guilty by association deal, and just to be clear, there is a few of you out there that will think that this guilty by association thing is specifically about you, and it's not. I'm speaking to the wider community here. Um, I have seen well-meaning people who care about others and want to expose harm and fight against the things we should be fighting against, in total tears over the way that they have been treated by what they thought was their friends. And the the whole act of coming together in some sort of group to then attack others, and to again publicly shame and shun others. Um, we got to stop that stuff. And Titan's right. This stuff happens everywhere. I'm not condemning the atheist community for these things happening. I'm just trying to encourage that we stop here. You know, uh, let's let's get back to fighting uh, against the things that we agree we should be fighting against, and quit fighting amongst each other. And yeah, Tilsy Windmill, some of you aren't going to know what this is about, and I apologize for that. Um, this is. I turned off all demonetization for this video, and there was no intros and things like that. This isn't that kind of video. This is me to you guys type thing. The recently, again, without getting into specifics, because I think that that's part of the problem here, is we had a serious situation in this community that some folks decided to put a bunch of people's dirty laundry out for everyone else to see, and names and details and personal things that just need not be shared, and if I come on here and I want to share my details with you, that's one thing. But um if I want to come on here and just a random name, by the way, if I want to come on here and share Robin's details, that's something different. Or if um, like my girlfriend and I have had some very personal, serious issues occur in our home, our family recently. And, um, you know, I don't speak about those things in detail publicly. A few of you do know because I've felt it pertinent at the moment to explain. But, um, you know, I don't think that it would be right for me to show up here on stream, even though it very much affects me, and to um, just share everybody's personal stuff and things, not personal details, but like who they are, like I just don't see a benefit in doing that, and especially exploiting it for personal gain. The There's been a lot of hurtful things said to each other and about each other, and accusations slung around about each other and things, because you know because people disagree. And I get it. Like, there's certain things that are you know uh, you just can't let go, right? There's certain standards that you set that you just, this is a game breaker, and like you can't, or a deal breaker, sorry. And like of course we hold that. And again, each person draws that line wherever they draw it. And I recently, um, you know, blocked another person that was prominent in this community for things that were said that I couldn't justify. And, you know, I don't do that lightly, and I don't enjoy doing that. I've been in this person, um, uh, it's just not what I wanted to do. It was upsetting to even be put in the position to have to do it. And I tried to figure out a way to talk and um, find some way back to a place where most everybody could deal. And um, it just wasn't possible. It was declined. I mean, guilty by association can be a moment to question someone's values. It can really depend on what you expect others to tolerate. Yeah, I don't. Again, everybody gets to draw that wherever they want. The thing that I'm saying about guilty by association here is um, when it's just assumed that because you know that somebody is friends with someone else that they must have supported some awful thing that they've said or done, even though you have no information or anything to do that. Um, it's different if like you said, Nitty Pine Creek. If you're a member of this community and you're over throwing money at Pine Creek and supporting the things that he says, we're probably not going to agree on things and not do well. And um, each of us has for creators, and to be clear, I hold the creators at a higher standard than I hold the people in the chat and the audience and um, the what you might call the atheist community at large. And I so I will be a little bit tougher on those that are hurting people, that are creators, than the people who buy into those things. I think that generally, whenever we go and watch the videos of somebody that we support and that's one of our peers in this community, we generally expect that they're telling the truth about everything, and that that the claims that they're saying are supported by something other than trust me, bro, or whatever you may want to say. I think that we often expect that, and we we don't always stop to use a bit of skepticism, which is what we're supposed to be about. And let me be clear about skepticism, because I think there's a miscommunication or a misunderstanding of what this means. When I say skepticism, I don't mean either way. I don't mean, number one, buying into the claims of somebody just because they said it. And I also don't believe in dismissing the claims of somebody just because, in the name of skepticism. That's not what skepticism is. Um, when we practice skepticism, we generally try to, first of all, lay down our own bias, and which, depending on the subject, may not even be a possible thing to do. But, you know, we try to, this community specifically tries to go around and promote critical thinking and conclusions based on facts and evidence rather than feelings, assumptions, and allegations of things. Like often we say, "Well, I want to see the receipts for that." That's a common thing in this community, right? And um, I don't think that we should. Uh, you know, Hold on, let me go back, because I, what we actually see happening, though, all too often is, especially whenever it's within this community itself. um, everybody's quick to jump on a bandwagon and uh, take a side and say that everybody else on the other side is awful for some reason, and then it starts, contacting other people and saying, well, you need to get rid of this person too. And I think sometimes we fail to stop and you know ask for things like receipts, or ask the person that this is about. I mean, like, it's okay to do that. Like, like, you may not get an answer, but it's okay to stop and say, well, you're saying that this person has done something awful. Maybe I should go look into that. Maybe I should ask for receipts. Maybe I should go ask for an explanation. In many cases, that's not always possible or reasonable either. These things obviously have to be weighed um, on individually, right? On an individual basis, we have to do these. And by the way, let me say hi to everyone first. Hi, Maya and Totten. Thank you for being here. AJ, Tori, Tilting Windmill, Kalasia, Nitty. Good to see you. Always good to see you, Nitty. Um, I see Justin. I think that's who else we got. Aunt Jar is here. Sorry, I always mispronounce that. My Kentucky accent doesn't allow it. Austin, Jimmy Tux. Hey everybody. Thanks for coming. And I explained at the top of this that this may not. Oh, hi Robin. This may not be a stream for everybody, and you may not know what I'm talking about, and that's okay. It's something that I felt like I needed to say, and if you're here to see it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't. There's no judgment about that. Um, but let's hypothetically, because again, I'm not going to get into people's personal stuff here and all that. But let's say hypothetically, I make allegations that Austin, treated me poorly in some way. And I'm just using Austin as an example here, because it's the first name I've seen over in the chat. Um, let's say that, Austin did that, and I'm like, oh, I'm upset that, with Austin. And of course, I'm not demonizing anyone for the way that they handle any of these situations. I'm just encouraging, critical thinking and community, and coming from a place of caring about each other, rather than waiting to be at each other's throats every time we get a chance. And unfortunately, the latter is what I'm seeing a lot of here recently. Um, I But anyway, Austin. I allege that Austin did something to me, treated me poorly in some way, and I go and try to get everybody on my side by telling that story, and or better yet, I have I have Maya go tell that story for me, and Maya goes and says, Austin did Joe awful, and Joe felt this way, and Joe, and share all these personal details about my feelings and my life and everything, and about what happened with Austin. You know, Even with my permission, that's secondhand information at best, and it we should neither be like immediately jumping on to assume that everything is true, or jumping to say that it's not true and call me a liar. That neither one of those things should be happening. We say that we're on the left and that we support things like the rule of law and due process and that kind of stuff. And if this situation rises to the case that those things are involved, then we should let them do their job and accept the outcome for what it is, and wait till we have the facts and evidence to say those things. You can find yourself in some bad situations by not doing that. I mean, we have a responsibility to not come on here and defame people and things like that. And I know it's not defamation. I'm not claiming it is. I'm just saying, like, we need to think about those things before we go and do things like this. Now, some of us here in this community have a lot of experience dealing with things like this, and some of us don't, and that's fine. It's nobody is there. There's no set of rules here that are in stone for anybody. And there are certain situations where we absolutely should, um, based on the seriousness of it, at least let the community know that some kind of allegations or claims were made against somebody. We should absolutely be doing that. But beyond that, setting and trying important topics like this in the court of public opinion is is not a good idea, and we've seen, unfortunately, that play out here recently. And I want to say for a minute too, whatever side of this you think that I'm on right now, you're wrong. Because I'm on the side of skepticism and due process and letting the legal system do its thing. Yeah, and that's all I meant, Austin. I didn't mean that. I'm not trying to throw legal terms like I'm a lawyer. I'm just saying there are cases where you can get yourself into that. That's all. Um, and even if you're not, even if something isn't defamation, if someone's determined to hold you legally liable for things, it's not free to go to court and say you didn't do it. You know that, right? Like, anyway, all that aside, you know, there were some awful things said and sent to a number of members of this community this last week, and just and there's been threats, and there's been people just going around harassing other people and calling them out by name and calling them things like rape apologists and stuff like that. Um, that's not okay, guys. You know, because someone says I want to see the facts of this, or I want to withhold publicly, and this is the thing: you can make your decision to not be involved with someone or to not do, to not talk to somebody or whoever. That's on you. But what you shouldn't be doing is going and telling other people that they are somehow awful and doing something wrong, um, because they disagree with you, or because they've decided not to immediately buy into the thing that you have. And I mean, honestly, the closest thing to what I've seen is dealing with theists. I mean, it's honestly theistic behavior. People are, getting all worked up over things that they believe on faith alone, and somebody not directly even related to the situation said so. So they've went ahead and made the decision to, I'm going to believe everything that was said until you prove me wrong, or whatever. And uh, you know, again, that's your choice to make. But I mean, I think that we as a community generally promote different behavior than that. The Back to my hypothetical with Austin, I could have said, "Hey, Austin did something wrong to me, and I want you guys to know, because it's serious, that I'm seriously hurt by this, and I don't want you to feel that way, and so I want you all to know that Austin was really mean to me." Um, Beyond that, or especially if you're not the person that's directly involved, beyond that, everything else is just claims, and I thought we were better at recognizing that. And again, this is both sides. If you say, well, oh well, Maya came and told me everything that happened to Joe, and I believe all that without any receipts or reason to believe it, other than it was said, um, is just as bad as saying, well, Maya came and said it, and it's all a big lie. Joe's obviously lying about those things because you haven't even heard from me. And we've seen this go on multiple times this week, not just with the big thing that happened in particular, but also on a smaller scale with each other. Like, um, you know, people have been banned and kicked and had mod privileges taken away and everything else in a number of places, just based on people going around and saying, well, this person feels this way and whatever, and they never even ask anyone. They just It's just, oh well, so and so told me, so I went ahead and did the thing because I trust what they said. Like, there's some things that rise to the level to where you should be um, checking that for yourself, not just buying it on somebody said something. It is clearly faith. That's what you're practicing there, and uh, you know, and we shouldn't be doing that. Now, you can take that. There are, like, as you have actual, tangible facts and evidence, as these things, it's perfectly acceptable to make your own decisions and stuff. It's the public shunning of people that disagree with you that I'm taking issue here with. Um, and painting people as something that you have no idea if they are or not, based on what you believe based on faith. I mean, this is theistic behavior. That's what it is. And uh, you know, again, back to the beginning, the thing that makes us stronger is that we have lots of perspectives and lots of different views on things, and uh, you know all that, and uh, that's what makes us stronger. But it's also um, our ability to not have this presupposition that everything said is automatically the case, um, and again, trying people in the court of public opinion for matters that need to be and that may be or are being dealt with by our legal system. Don't we support due process? Don't we support um, um, decisions made based on facts and evidence and not faith alone? Isn't that us? I thought it was. We need to behave that way. We have quit fighting against the actual enemies that want to shut us up, that want many of us to not exist, that want to silence us and censor us and all those things. Like, um we generally are fighting against that, not doing it to each other. We are no better than those guys if we do that. That It's the same thing. Please stop. You're hurting us. You are destroying this community because of views and whatever. Every time a chance arises in this community, anytime anyone says anything that is even suspect, there's a stream, somebody talking about how awful that person and their ideas are and stuff, without even asking that person if that is what they support or think. Why are we doing that? I didn't want to be involved or speak on any of this. I really didn't. I wanted to let things run their course, let due process do its thing, let the community, settle down and do its thing. But unfortunately, there's a number of people in this community that have wanted to keep this going for their own benefit. and people have been encouraged to go hate watch people and call them names. There's been um, you know, there's been threats sent under sock accounts and awful things said about and to people and everything else. I was called a bum bitch just for saying, "Can we talk about this?" Like you don't have to agree with me. You really don't. I just encourage you uh, to stand by those values that we say that we support. Um, it's been a really sad time watching people at each other, and I may be making this seem a lot bigger than it is. Also, okay, I understand that it's not everybody in this community; it's a few people, and basically all this goes back to like two or three people. But if I come on here and tell you just out of nowhere, come on here and tell you that some event happened or whatever, based on the fact that I'm generally honest and all that stuff, um, people may buy into it, and that happens. And again, that's why I hold the creators at a higher standard than I do the community itself, the community of people that consume what we're making here. I think that I think it's first shame on the creators that are doing that to this community for personal gain, or for any reason. It's not or no reason at all. Like shame on those people that are out there with the intent to create division and to to have people arguing and fighting and everything because you're not doing things the way that they want you to do them. Now, I'm not saying that everything's okay. What anybody does, like, again, I said I banned somebody, and it was for making transphobic remarks and just really saying some really gross things to people that to people. That's all that matters. And oh god, my back hurts so bad. Um, and I've seen a number of shows and individuals attacked for just asking questions, and I know that asking questions thing. I get it. Like I'm just asking questions, but like for real, for asking legitimate, rational questions that need to be asked, and for pointing out legitimate, actual things that you should be considering. Like you're killing the messenger is what that is. Like someone tells you that there's you don't have all the information on the thing that you're out here yelling and screaming at people about and calling people names and cussing them and everything else. You don't have all the information, and rather than to say, oh well, can you what do I need to uh what do I need to know here? Like, and rather than doing that, it's immediately no, I know everything, and if you don't if you don't buy into every word I'm saying, then I'm gonna call you awful names and shun you and tell everyone else to get rid of you and everything else. Those things shouldn't be happening with us, guys. Uh, you know, there are things that rise to that level, obviously. Uh, again, in this case, there was one situation. Oh God. Oh, there was one situation that rose to that level, and um, it was handled. But then to go and well, well, this person talks to that person, and this person was friends with them, and this person's friends with their friends, and this person had that person on their show 2 years ago, and like, stop. Like that. None of this works that way. If somebody supports and promotes the some kind of awful behavior, then it's clear what you need to do. But just deciding that people are guilty uh, is silly. Um, uh, yeah, I'm not getting into details, guys. Sorry. Again, if you know, you know, and if you don't, I'm sorry. Again, this stream may not be for everybody, and I understand this stream's not monetized. We're not, we're not. There, I wanted no view of me being a bum bitch here. So the and telling people like, if you go and watch this channel that person's been on before, then you're somehow agreeing with that person, and that makes you completely as guilty as they are. Like, that kind of stuff just is wild, and it's happening more and more often in this community. And rather than demonizing people, though, even in that case, we need to stop and talk about things. We're not doing that. We need to be able to stop and work things out. Aren't we supposed to be bigger than this? Like, aren't we supposed to be capable of sitting down and having a rational, honest conversation based on facts and evidence, rather than just going and saying this person's awful and that person's awful, and you need to ban them, or I'm not coming around, like slinging these like ultimatums around and all this other shit. Like, aren't we better than that, guys? I mean, I know that as the atheist community, like, that, as atheists anyway, the only thing that we have to agree on is that we don't believe in a God. I get it. But a lot of us are closer than that. Um, a lot of us, we say that we support many of the same things, and that we're on the left, and that we want progressive ideals and all those things. And then immediately we go to censoring, shunning, theistic thinking, and all that. Like, why? We have to stop, guys. Let this thing die. Let it die, and let's move on. Let all this go on. Like, um, people who you you think that this person that you've been friends with all this time, all of a sudden, because they subscribe to a channel somewhere, all of a sudden that they're not the same person they were before. And if there's a problem with that, can't we talk about it? Why are we taking actions against people without ever even discussing the details? We're just jumping right in and assuming guilt and moving on. Like, that's where this is rooted at. You know, it's a community problem, but it's also a behavioral problem amongst this community. And um, I want you to understand also that, like, the reason I didn't use specifics here is because this isn't about that specific thing. It's about the behavior in general. Are we a community? Or are we just waiting for somebody to fuck up so we can send everybody to tell them how awful they are, and shun them and kick them out? What are we doing? There are things that rise to the situation of banning people. I did it. You guys might remember, some of you, it's been here for a while. I used to have a co-host. He's not here anymore. Because sometimes things rise to that level. But you know what we did before all that happened? We talked about it. Like, we looked at the problems, and just, and it was a mutual agreement in this case, that we decided, we're not going to be able to get past this. And there are those things. But then to go and like just demonize anybody who talks to that person or has ever been on their channel or supports a channel that they've appeared on, um uh or for fuck's sake, you want to go to a conference and you want to go watch a debate or hear someone speak, and you're giving shit about it because of what somebody else did, like, or didn't do. You don't even know if they did it. It's one thing to be cautious and aware of those things, and we should do that. It's a completely different thing to demand that people agree with you when you don't have anything other than trust me, bro. Like, and I thought we knew that. I thought we practiced that here. I've made mistakes for not doing this stuff myself, and I'm sure many, if not all of you, have before in some capacity, right? And I care about you guys, and I like what I do here, and I like the community we have, and I like the people that are in it. And whenever we work together to fight against the actual enemies that would have us silenced and dead and and just discredited and locked up, like, that's what we need to be fighting against. Quit wasting all your time and energy fighting amongst yourselves over things that you don't even have you don't even have actual facts about. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's what we see going on right now. And um, I've tried to be in this. I've tried to be as fair and equitable to everybody, because you know there's this isn't a black and white thing. You're right and wrong. Like, there is a whole spectrum of uh, things here, as far as how far you go with things, and what you're demanding of people, and all that stuff. There's obviously a wide spectrum of that, and so if some of you think that I'm criticizing you personally here, I'm definitely not. I assure you, this isn't about you. I wouldn't do this for one person, believe me. Um, this is about the behavior and what's going on in this community. And I love you guys, and I love this community, and um, it hurts me to see everybody so divided uh, over over stuff they don't even know. Just And again, skepticism doesn't mean it's not just denying things. It means to not just blindly accept things on faith either way. You don't. I make a claim about a pink dragon. You don't immediately accept that, but you don't go and tell the whole world I'm a liar without even speaking to me. Like, um, skepticism, having facts and evidence, or even just good reason of work, and you can absolutely say that some serious event happened, or something happened, without giving out all kinds of personal details and things that person was doing that will be used to judge people and stuff. Like, you can do it without any of that. You don't have to do that to say that somebody made some serious allegation against someone. You can just say that it's been made, and I want you to be aware about it because I care about you, and I want you to be careful. And you know I don't nobody's been found guilty of anything, and we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So you know uh, being aware is not the same as judgment. Um, Being aware of a situation or an event or something else is not the same as immediately jumping to a conclusion and then um, demanding that everyone either agree with you or get fucked. Like it's not. They're not the same things. We're coming up on Christmas, and here we are, more divided than I've seen us in the time that I've been doing this. And I'm sure that some of you that's been around longer may have seen worse and all that and whatever. But this is as bad as I've seen it. And I want us to work together to fight against our real enemies. You know, and sometimes there, none of this. So none of this is a. It's either this way or that way deal. It's there are situations that call for different behavior. I mean, and we do have to. Oh God. Oh. Oh. We do have to judge those individually. I'm gonna have to turn the camera off, guys. We do have to. We do have to make those decisions, and sometimes they're hard decisions, and sometimes people get them wrong, and all that. We reconcile that and we move on. Uh, yeah, I can't even get up out of the bed today. I hurt my back and I can't do anything. I can't even get up. Uh, but this was important enough. I've not even been able to sit up like this. This was important enough to come and talk about. And I've been approached by several people, and it always starts with, I don't want to drag you into this, but you're not dragging me into anything. It's okay to let me know what's going on and to talk about it. I think that most of you probably know where I stand on a topic before you even ask. But it's you're not dragging me into things to tell me about concerning things that are going on in this community of people attacking each other for number one who they are, which is the most awful thing, but just because they don't agree with you. And you know what? If somebody comes and feeds you a bunch of bullshit on one of these streams and just tells you a bunch of stuff to be provocative and to be to purposely cause division, people are going to buy into it, and they're not guilty for falling for it. But we should work together to help those people to use critical thinking rather than demonizing them and shunning them and calling them awful names and encouraging people to attack them. What the actual fuck, guys? Like, why are we encouraging people to go and attack others on their channels? Why are we doing that? We have to come together, guys. It's too important right now, and not everybody's gonna make it, to the end of that road. Like, people are gonna change their minds, and bad things are gonna happen and stuff. But we don't need to use those as an opportunity to try and divide everybody more. Serious accusations are just that. They're accusations, and they should be taken serious. That's what it fucking means. Like, it does not mean to automatically go and parade someone around as something or not, or to call someone a liar, or to whatever else. Like, facts and evidence are what you use for that. And even then, we should be trying to handle these things with care. And what happened to talking to people? What happened to, like, we can just discuss this issue rather than I'm going to go tell all my friends and I'm going to go tell all my friends, and then we're going to send people to your channel to talk shit and make threats under sock accounts. By the way, I know who the sock account was. Just so we're clear, I know exactly who it was. No doubt now. Just to be clear, that was threatening people with physical harm. We're getting ready to have this big Christmas marathon that Purple has put together for years now. And Purple has worked really hard on this year after year and stays up for days to make sure that that it goes off, that it works. You were threatened with physical harm. I know, Bree. I know all about it. And I'm sorry that happened. I had nothing to do with this, and I'm sorry that it's this way. But a lot of people have worked really hard, and we've got new people in this community with new channels and stuff that haven't been around for these things, and I haven't been around that long, really. But let's not fight through it. Let's work together to fight against the people we should be. You're just hurting each other and yourself. You're just making yourself look silly. Well, they already did, Austin. And also, just to be clear, threats and horrible speech and those things, that's something tangible that you can show, right? Like, that's not like, if you come and tell me, if Austin, we'll use Austin again, if Austin comes and tells me Robin said this awful thing to me or about you or whatever, just because I ask you to show me that, like, can I see that? It doesn't mean I don't believe you. And it doesn't mean that I'm not accepting of what you're saying. And it sure as fuck doesn't mean that I'm going to accept it either. It's called skepticism. We're supposed to be skeptics. Practice it. That's all I got to say, guys. Treat each other better. Uh, you know, um, and again, it's not everybody. And really, it's a few people that have caused all of this, but it's blown up into this big thing because nobody's even talking to each other. All right, so thanks for listening to me rant for a little bit, guys. I hope some part of this reached somebody. I don't know. I mean, you know, and I'll be the one to say it this time. I hate to drag you all into this, but it takes us all. All right. I'll see you guys Thursday for Politicality. Robin and I'll be here talking political topics and stuff. That's when I'll be back. I didn't plan on doing this. If we're a community, let's act like one. Is that so much to ask? Now, I'm gonna play the Christmas video, the little 1 minute Christmas intro thing, because I like it. This video is not monetized or anything else. I purposely made sure it wasn't. I'm gonna play it because I like it, and it encourages you to think about other people, which is what we need.
Just happened.